Hi, my name is Renee Fokin, or Renee Sayo, and this is my LTI number 3. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was when chapter 3 it talked about visions, goals, and outcomes, and I really liked that section. It reminded me a lot of setting goals on my mission, learning how to set SMART goals, and also just it reminded me of Alice in Wonderland, actually, when she asked the cat, like, where should I go? And he says, well, where do you want to go? And she said, I don't know. And he said, then it doesn't really matter. And so when we begin with the end in mind, when we make those evaluations, those assessments first, we can kind of know where we want to start and where to start with our programs. And then it helps us after. It's important that when we do those evaluations at the end, that we learn from them and not just doing them because it's proper, it's the right thing to do. And then also in Appendix E, it talks mostly about the Family Life Educators Code of Ethics. And I love that. I found that the activities during that week were kind of challenging, thinking about the case studies, and just when there were sometimes it seemed contradictory to be able to follow all the rules all at the same time. But in other readings that we had, I learned that like there's always a solution, and it's important, like it says in the professional ethics and practice reading, it talks about how we need to have moral competence or values. And it's basically doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons. And I thought that was really neat how they kind of tied in together, and it helped me to know what are those right things and what should I be doing. And I thought it was also interesting that they focused on the 3 things: the caring, prudence, and practical wisdom, and hope and optimism. And it was nice to see those 3 things because I feel like those are things that I have myself, and so it gave me a little bit more confidence that this is exactly what I need to be doing. I also really liked the Doherty reading, I don't know how to say that name, and the 5 levels that he talked about. The one that really caught my attention, well, I've actually had a question since we started teaching our participants in the family relations project. I've wondered where that line is between being a family life educator and being a therapist. And it kind of worries me because I know there's some times that I want to cross that line and I want to be like, hey, this is what this says, do this and this and this and this. But I've had a hard time drawing that boundary. And that article really helped me to understand, like, okay, what you're doing, this project is a level 3 or level 4, somewhere in between there. That's what this should be, even though it is one-on-one. I really like the level 3, and the only things that I can see myself, because I consider the family relations project to be in that level 3. And the things that I worry about for myself are, 1, giving premature advice, not listening to their whole problem through, and then maybe missing something and then giving them the wrong kind of advice. Or the second one, probing too deeply and things that I don't necessarily need to be knowing. Those are the kind of 2 things that I kind of worry about with our participants that we're teaching right now. But yeah, those are some of the things that I've learned over the last couple of weeks, and so I'm excited to keep learning and keep practicing the things that I learned.